Well, hello there. Today we are playing this sort of pixel arty flight sim that honestly plays a bit like an arcade game called Legendary Pilots. It's kind of a new game on Steam. I have to say that it looks pretty nice, but at the same time, some people were critiquing it over being perhaps a bit early on, right? So right now, there's not a whole bunch of features, but I'm guessing that, as the developers work on it more, they already said they're working on like chopper missions and some different locales and so on, right? But right now, in the game, you have regular routes where you run your own little airline. You have firefighting missions, where you use a plane to drop a bunch of water on fires to put it out, and also cargo delivery missions. Now there's also some practice ones, and there are a few different locations. I think we're just gonna stick with the default, and we're gonna fly some routes first. But before then, let's look at the hangar. So there's actually quite a few different planes. And in the very beginning of the game, you actually start by being able to purchase, whatever you can afford. I think Antonov, well, it is the first one I got, but I could have gotten also, I think, the Conveyor, right? And eventually, instead of prop planes, you do get jet planes, right? Oh yeah, the freaking weird yak with 3 engines. Oh, I kind of want that. And there's various locales and various sizes of planes. There's also the Tu-134. I kind of want the jank ones just because them breaking is inevitable. You actually have to pay like a mechanic to keep them, repaired all the time. But of course, I'm stingy with money and I don't want to pay. So obviously, the engines sometimes just explode, and that's that. There's even Airbus and Boeing. Yeah. I think the 737 is like, I guess, the biggest or the most expensive plane we can have. And everything else, well, we can pick from those. In addition to that, actually, in the free flight mode, we get to choose from some other planes as well. There's like a, what would be considered, I guess, a fighter jet, or in this case, just like a trainer. And some ancient, I guess, British planes and so on, right? Okay, I only can fly these 3 plus the one I own. Anyways, let's go to some routes. So the condition isn't perfect, but 92% is fine. There's gonna be a low visibility. That's okay. And then eventually we get to the bit where everyone is boarding. Oddly enough, the plane has like 40 seats. I've never seen the plane actually be full. Our airline must be so freaking trash. Like, gosh dang it. I am also, I think, going to fly the whole route. The thing is that if you want, you can just skip to the final approach after lifting off and following like 1 or 2 waypoints. Basically, when you get to cruising altitude. Alternatively, however, you can just fly the whole thing yourself. See? Kind of a long route. There's also a bit of time acceleration, and also you can change how quick the game plays, right? And we do get some navigation instructions that we punch into the computer, and boom, that's for autopilot later. For the takeoff, we do want some flaps. And aside from that, there's really not that much to it. We just kind of floor it. And we can kind of look around, and it very much has that like low poly kind of pixelated style. This is the Valheim of like flight sims. Oh, and also, curious detail, this plane is, well, kind of trash. We struggle to lift off, usually. We are lucky if we make it off the runway, especially when there's, like, heavy wind, right? Now, curiously enough, you can also just talk to the crew members, which you hire, by the way. So we can just be like, hey, how's the cabin and stuff, right? And like, hey, what food are you gonna give people? I should probably get rid of the checklist. Lasagna. Heck yeah. I'm gonna get some of that food. Heck yeah. But other than that, we are en route, and we're gonna hit like the nav marker, and then we're gonna be given some new autopilot instructions to punch in. Sadly, there's not that much to see, just because, you know, the visibility is really poor, which will make landing a little bit annoying as well. There we go. New instructions. Punch them in, and there's the cruise altitude. Oh, not 75,000, goddamn. There. And the plane kind of does all the rest. Because most of the time flying is actually really, I guess, chill in the game. There are failures occasionally, but it's not too big of a deal. And of course, you know, some time acceleration if we want. But other than that, it's pretty chill. Now we are gonna do this one manually, just to see how long the average flight might be. Also, we're going up to 22K. Now, there's another feature where I can kind of look at the other planes flying around. And just, I guess, kind of spectate what they are up to. Actually seems that there's just one other plane. I do kind of hope that eventually we climb out of the clouds, though, like above the cloud layer. Also, for whatever reason, in the first-person view, like in the cockpit, the actual mouse controls feel inverted, right? So moving the mouse up looks down, and moving the mouse right looks left, which is so odd. Takes a bit of getting used to. Also, I don't think we can interact with the controls like with the mouse, but we do see them reacting to stuff, which is a nice little detail. So basically, these are like War Thunder cockpits, I guess. And yeah, we are still in the clouds. I don't even know if the game models like the top of the cloud layer or whatever. We might just be doomed to having everything be gray during this flight. Although even though the graphics are simplistic, there, you know, are some pretty sights to be seen when the weather is better. Okay, 174. 174. Now we're supposed to go down to 7,500, but I'm thinking I could just go higher. Like, come on, what are they gonna do? Put me in jail? Oh yeah, wait, no. It does feel like there's a top of the cloud layer. I just hope this plane has a pressurized cockpit. Oh no. Oh, and I can't actually go higher than about 17k feet. Odd. Why though? Is that the limit for this plane? That might be the limit for this plane. We're actually... yeah, we're going down. Oh wait, never mind. It's just the autopilot actually overriding our inputs. But the speed is dropping a little bit concerningly. Must suck so much to be like a pilot and flying weather like this. Yeah, okay, I think we're going down. Let's just, you know, go down to a reasonable altitude and this is the most unsafe freaking way of dropping altitude. Goddamn. Now, if you fly too badly, the actual, you know, passengers will kind of be pissed off at you. But other than that, this feels very, bare bones for now? Like, I appreciate it's there, it just doesn't do much, right? This is just like some flavor text. I should go make food later. We can also yap with the co-pilot. 66 miles. And the plane is vibrating. Okay, so we can have hydraulics issues, engine issues, and avionics issues if the plane was in worse condition. Oh yeah, fuck, I have the flaps on. And something just broke. What the frick? Uh-oh. What the frick was that? The hell? There's like... what the frick is wrong? Did we just stall out? It says not a single problem, but, oh, yeah, we might have literally just stalled out. That's so odd. But yeah, you do get like those stall warnings and the plane just kind of plummets and you have to correct manually, if that ever happens, for whatever reason. But yeah, we are basically on like the final approach, so we should be good. Okay, heading 99 and 4,500 feet. Oh yeah, by the way, random thing, I went back to the mouse that's kind of loud, so you can probably hear that. Also, normally I would blast like some music in the background, but I don't know, I kind of wanted to listen to the airplane sounds and everything. Some of the sounds are actually nice. It feels like you can hear the wind and everything, but also sometimes it's just, I don't know, a bit basic. Okay, and now we're basically on the final approach, I think. The autopilot should kick off in a bit. Sadly, we can't really see the nav lights of the airport, I don't think. Oh wait, no, there they are. So, up until the final bit of, you know, landing and stuff, we can let the autopilot do the work, but in the end, we have to take over. Are there any? Oh, yeah. Autopilot is off. And yeah, we're gonna have to change the course a little bit. Oh yeah, and it automatically did flaps 45, I think. Well, 30. 45 is what we set in the end. Now we considerably slow down. Oh, we are way too high. I can solve that, but in a really bad way. Oh no. No such thing as air brakes, unfortunately, either. A freaking Ryanair landing right there. God. Those poor brakes. Luckily, we are right where we need to be to, like, taxi. Now, this is technically done, but let's just proceed to the gate manually. After every flight, you do get a bit of XP, and I guess the passenger satisfaction can also, like, increase if you've been flying okay. And I'm guessing that that should lead to your airline having more passengers, but that never really happened to me. Really not sure what's up there. Go. Okay, we have some snacks and we arrived to Olimia. And you know, some people liked it, some people were like, meh. It doesn't really tell you exactly what's up though. It would be cool to have more data and stuff, but this, I think this was like a mobile game project initially, right? Let's try out another route. And there's like better visibility, so that is wonderful. Only 15 passengers this time around though. Now let's punch in the nav details while speeding down the runway. The only proper way to do that. There. Checklist out of the way. Some flaps. And yeah, you can actually see that, you know, the buildings and everything surrounding the airfield. Not like super detailed, but they did nice. I think the developers really took advantage of like the pixel art aesthetic and stuff. Because without that, it would look very like basic and stuff. Which worked for a game like Tiny Combat Arena. I'm not sure how well it would work for most like flight sims and stuff. But yeah, look, this is like really pretty. The controls are a little bit odd though. I think it's because the game is made in Godot, I'm pretty sure. And you know, the handling of mouse controls and stuff isn't ideal. But on the other hand, the game does run really well. And that's cool. I would be surprised if this sort of game had like performance problems. It does remind me of like the ancient frickin' IL 2 game. Which is cool. And some new instructions. 272. Now this time around we could actually, I think, just skip over to the final approach. That'll probably also work just fine. Oh, wait. There was a really nice... Yeah. We can also look at the, I guess, other planes that we have. There's some jets and everything. That's an Airbus. And skip the final. So we just get to do the takeoff and then the landing and stuff. Let's actually speed up a little bit. This would also be pretty nice with a gamepad, but the keyboard controls, I would say, are perfectly serviceable. Oh, and you can change how fast the game actually plays. There's like a multiplier from like 1 to 1.3, which I haven't really seen many games do, but I guess that's nice. In case, you know, the regular way to play feels a little bit too slow. There we go. Okay, and so we have a frickload of money, and if we want, we can go over to the office. So we actually get to choose what sort of an airline we want to fly for. Basically just deliveries, I guess. We're gonna go with the Air Classic, sure. Oh, yep. In the office, there's also different characters you can have or whatever, but eh. Let's see, what else? There's also the hangar. Now, you do hire an engineer to look after your plane and everything, right? So we could just have him analyze the condition of the plane and the various systems, and you know, as we fly around, they gradually go down. And it's probably in our best interest to keep the plane doing pretty well. But the game is pretty clear about the fact that up until it gets down to 80%, you're probably fine. So, who needs that? Only that plane for now, so that's okay too. Now, I think we could do maybe a cargo mission. There's no ATC for the flight. I gotta use the ADF. So, radio compass. Okay. 30k and this same plane. Sadly, it's another mission with a low visibility, which is annoying, but I can't really do much about that. Okay, so what we do now is we set the ADF to 175, and it sets the little compass for us on the bottom. And then once we lift off, we can set our heading based on that, I think, right? I should actually just be able to read this. That's like 120, right? Oh frick. I just enabled autopilot without having anything punched in. Oh, damn it. Okay, this is good. There we go. We can still use the autopilot, we're just not gonna have ATC giving us all of the markers and stuff, I guess. I just have to hope that I fly to the right airport. Also, let's look around. Lift tons. Okay. Oh, that is pretty snazzy. That engine sound. That is so nice. Damn, I won this plane. Guess I got some jets. And meanwhile, we are just landing. I wonder if... Oh, the inputs are jagged. I wonder if the dot actually matters that much. No, it's still right. That's okay. Thing is, I'm not even being paid that much for this delivery. I think this is the airport, right? Only odd thing is I don't really see a runway there. Oh, and we're kind of low above terrain. Ooh. Hey, look, the ADF is telling us that I'm 35 miles off. So at least that's fine. I wish I could do something about FOV. This feels borderline claustrophobic in bits, but that's probably gonna be fine. What's not fine is the fact that I can see treetops. Oh damn. This can't be good. I don't even see the damn airfield. What? I'm just in some random ass mountains. The hell? Oh, there we go. Why are there no lights? The hell? I don't know if third person counts as cheating, but yeah, this is kind of better. Not gonna lie. Only thing to watch out for is we can't really do super fast turns, otherwise we would very likely stall the damn plane out. Up. Up. Okay, this is probably the max that we can handle. Slightly insane flying. Why not? Holy frick, I hope we don't overshoot. And there we go, 30k. Just like that. See, a sort of little arcadey game. We could also try out the whole firefighting thing. Here we go. And we can buy the plane or we can just rent it. That's fine. So each cockpit is a little bit different. And okay, in regards to the handling, I couldn't tell because I only have the crappy onto knob. Now, oddly enough, we don't have to go into a lake to scoop up water. Instead, we basically just get a fully loaded plane and we have a certain amount of load, and that's that. Still cool that they added something gimmicky like this. And there's the fire. There's just one. Now the winds do mess with you a whole bunch. Like flying wise. I actually appreciate that. To the point where sometimes I've been unable to properly like even take off in the ant knob. Well, just barely. Did it work? No? Oh, damn, it didn't. Oh, I think it landed just before the fire. There we go. And now we just gotta land. Time for some mildly insane flying. I think that counts as a landing. But we didn't really get a lot of money. Dang it. I think what we might have to do is just straight up buy a new plane. I kind of want the conveyor, but that would be taking away most of my money. I could invest in like the jank and weird like Yak 40 monoplane. Or I could go for the bigger DU-134. It fits 72 people. Maybe that would actually help with earning more money. Yeah, let's go for the big one. Why not? Also, the cone on like the nose is so weird. It feels like a bomber that's just been like repurposed. Oh yeah, and we need to select the crew members, right? And this is where you just kind of spam next a bunch of times until you hit a crew with like good stats, right? Because I think the stats just straight up affect how satisfied the passengers will be and so on, right? And this is pretty annoying. You don't get like a list of people that have all of the stats like good. Okay, there we go. Anthony Bailey. That's our pilot? Ian Lee? Maria Lewis. Oh, that one could have actually been good. Damn. And Josias Lopez, but yeah, 8K per flight. That's still okay. Yep. There we go. And so now we're gonna go to, let's say, Brazil, and we're gonna fly the jank as heck Russian plane. Oddly enough, it's not in perfect condition even when we start with it. Wait, why can't I fly the other one? Oh, okay, we only swap over that way. That's fine. Oh, that is a big plane. But we still only have 29 passengers on board. I don't know what the frick is up with the game. Like, how do I get more passengers? I should be able to just, like, I don't know, invest in marketing or something, right? Yeah, let's see, nav 340 and 4,500. Turn AP on. Oh, yeah, that's autopilot. Okay. Oh, look, this is pretty. Heck yeah. We got a very goofy plane. Anyways. All the instruments look basically the same, so let's just yeet the throttle and see how well we do. This plane should also be like considerably faster than the previous one. Up anytime you want. Up, there we go. And autopilot. Now there's some other planes just kind of vibing and doing their own thing. And then there's us. The sound effects are pretty nice. I could probably also just skip the final. I'm sure that landing this plane won't be that different from the other one. Like, sure, maybe it's a bit faster, but still. I just hope that the little, like, game soundtrack I have blasting on in the background won't cause issues with, like, copyright and stuff. You never know. That's why I usually listen to just copyright-free music and stuff. At least on stream. I know there are shenanigans you can pull with, like, the VOD track, but that's not really my thing. Because the VOD would still be borderline, you know, like, unwatchable without any music. Gosh, the poor front brakes. Oh, no. We can also go to the, oh, we missed the taxiway. Oh, no. 780 XP. Okay, let's proceed to the gate. That's the thing I can do, right? You'd kind of think there would be more like rumbling of tires and stuff when the plane starts picking up speed, like you get like an actual plane. Because when you do a lot of like crazy maneuvers and pretty much stall out, there very much are the noises of wind and almost like the airframe being stressed or something. And that works really well for immersion. And there we go. Sao Paulo. I don't think I have that much money though. Oh no. 23k, 23k. Oh, these don't like regenerate that much. I could just use the jet. Also, yeah, we're gonna have like heavy winds. Let's see, 348.17. Accept, and we're lifting off. The heading is probably like 290, right? And 7,500. And auto peloton. Is that okay? That's probably okay, I think. Maybe a bit back, 285, let's say. Yep. Oh wait, frick. I should not look away. God damn, I probably need to be way higher, cause yeah, there are mountains. Oh damn. Slightly concerning. But also slightly cool that we get various different terrains and stuff. I'm not sure exactly how they developed everything, because I don't think Godot has like terrains out of the box. So they either use like a plugin for those or just run a bunch of code themselves, which is nice. How about that? And I think we're leveling out. I actually want to see how high the plane can even go, because there's a lot of distance between us and where we have to be. So 99999999999999999. Uh-oh. This might be a bad decision. Oh wait. The plane doesn't actually do anything. Okay, what about this? Yep, it's gently climbing. We're trying to go to 99,000 feet. I wonder how much that is. Oh, we're trying to go 30 kilometers up. That might be a little bit problematic. I'm curious to see how far up we get before the engines get starved with like air in the intakes. We're already at 20k. $25. We are very much going high. $28. Does the game actually model like a sort of highest altitude that we can go to? We're about to hit 30. Okay, this is about as high as I think you'd normally go. Okay, the airspeed is dropping now. Oh, damn. We're approaching the landing. No. What do you mean? Are we supposed to land here? Oh, damn it. Okay. Time to land this thing. Perfectly fine, don't worry about it. Where the frick is the airfield? There we go. Don't worry about it. The alarms are a little bit late too. Perhaps not my finest landing. Oh no. Why is the cargo so useless when it comes to how much money we can make? Grrr. But I was almost about to nail the landing. I just needed to pull up a little bit more. Grr. Don't worry, I'll get it the next time. think I'm also running the game at like 1.3 times the normal speed. Just for the sake of, you know, progressing a bit faster on screen. I just don't know how well the actual visuals come across, because I feel like this is the kind of game that most encoders would more or less mess with, like, a lot. Because of all of the detail on the screen. Like tiny little pixelized effects or something. Oh well. Also, yeah, on like a multi-monitor setup, whenever I move the mouse to the kind of edge of the screen, it doesn't seem to wrap over, it just kind of breaks. Maybe it needs the thing where it captures the mouse cursor and stuff. And here we go. And we should be able to skip in like a second. All the way over to the landing. Oh yeah, forgot to ask. What's for, you know, do you have any food? Pasta and meatballs! Oh, I can have some just as I'm about to land. Base. Gosh, I need like a frickin' glide slope indicator or something. Why am I this fast? Oh, frick. This is gonna be a Ryanair landing, for real. There we go. Oh wait, both of the planes are making money. I just chose to fly one of them. Oh, that's so freaking cool. So if I buy like, I don't know, 10 crappy planes, I can make money off all of them. That's so freaking nice actually, damn. Sadly, there's not that much like actual, I don't know, plane management or whatever. So for now, it's a very, like, kind of basic game? Almost like a proof of concept, if you will. Like an early access kind of thing. But if the developers actually realize that this could go way further, I think it could be a really nice thing. It was a little bit unfortunate to go on like the Steam discussions and stuff and see some people saying like, oh yeah, you know, this is promising, but I refunded. I'm not sure if it's worth $10, but then again, I don't know, the developers put a bunch of time in it. In a sense, I guess we have inflated expectations for how much gameplay we should get out of a given game. When game development is very time consuming, and I can't believe this doesn't necessarily, you know, sell like 1 million copies, right? So if nothing else, I would want the developers to be okay And maybe be able to make like a DLC or something for $5. Also, I think I'm gonna go one step further and get the conveyor. Oh damn, that was such a good candidate. Because basically I want to see how that plane handles and sounds and stuff. Come on, just give me one good candidate. I don't think you strictly have to do all of this and you know, max everything out. I don't actually know what these stats, you know, do on a practical level. Because no matter what I do, maybe I just fly badly or whatever, but it seems like the passenger satisfaction just isn't there ever. Which is, you know, a bit weird. And there we go. We now have the conveyor as well. I'm gonna go in the Alps. And I'm gonna pick the conveyor to flight myself. Now, the condition of these isn't ideal, but it's probably gonna be fine. Unless one of them crashes and I just straight up lose it. Also, look at it. It's freaking pretty. Oh no, they copied the Tupolev interior. Well, that's unfortunate. So I guess they couldn't make every single plane have a fully unique cockpit and stuff. At least this one still sounds nice. It also is really slow, goddamn. I'm really trying to lift off. Oh fuck. That's not how planes work. Hello? And we're all dead. Damn. You'd think that the frickin' Tupolev would burn like this. But nope, it was the conveyor. Okay, what else can we goof around with? Okay, there's the jet. So yeah, no weapons, more of like a trainer. So let's floor it. What the frick? Why am I pulling to the side? What? What? I'm so confused. I just got in it and it's immediately pulling to the side like crazy. The hell? We might have to retry that. Okay, let's double check brakes are fine. This is fine. It might have just been like a bad spawn or something. Oh, that was a quick takeoff. chat. Gosh, that freaking airframe noise. Insane amount of rattle, 10 out of 10. I want a game where the tupolev makes that exact noise every single time it tries taking off. Like seriously. Normal tupolev noises. I don't know what I expected. What else? This feels British. This feels very ancient and British. This is what I imagine the cockpit of an A10 looking like if it's bad. It's a B10. For real, for real. At least you can see the engines and wings from the inside, which is nice. Oh, that's a stall. That's a stall. I tried lifting off and immediately freaking stalls out and explodes. Okay. Grr. Oh yeah, and this also says that the occupancy rate is impacted by the crew attributes. I maxed out all of the crews. The frick. Okay, we could also try out flying the old Antonov and seeing how long until we have failures and what those are like, right? Since, you know, it doesn't feel like there's huge stakes to the game anyways. Can't get enough speed. It's probably because we're like, you know, going up against the wind and stuff. Gosh, it freaking barely took off. Okay, so we're flying out to the sea and then we're turning around. Yeah. There we go. And 7,500. Alright, now we actually have more wind. Gentle, very calm, absolutely normal landing. Trying not to clip the buildings with my wings. Uh-oh. There's a bit of wind going on. That's fine. Ignore the nose clipping into the ground. That's perfectly normal. And I think we're done here. That wasn't a failure, but we did get a frick lot of XP. And we're also earning a bunch of money. Sadly, we don't have the tax evasion DLC yet. At least the passengers were content for once. Okay, one more. If a failure happens, we'll at least see what that's like. If not, then, you know, I'll just wrap the stream. Because this is a little bit samey as it currently stands. Okay. 270 heading. And fuck, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Just speed up a bit. Try not to hit the trees. Autopilot seems to not be doing anything. Oh, frick. I think you have to... Oh, it did not set the actual altitude. It just showed 5K as a placeholder. Oh, no. And we get a turn 18. Yoink, new heading set. And altitude? 7,500. We good. I'm pretty sure we could even land fully like in third person perspective. Actually stall out. That's probably fine. Don't worry about it. We definitely stalled out there. Anyways, I think that due to this being a very, very simple game for now, that's also gonna be it for today's stream. Thank you so much for dropping by, and I guess I will see you in another stream or video. Until then, take care and bye bye.